Magical Mexico. Most people come for the tacos, tequila, and turquoise waters. But what they discover is a country bursting with soul, stories, and surprise. Welcome to Check-In, Chill Out, where we help you travel prepared and unwind like a pro. This time, we're heading to one of the most colourful, culture-rich, and beloved destinations on Earth. But before we dive into visas and volcanoes, it's time for your first check-in challenge. How well do you know Mexican food? The question is, which of the following is not a traditional Mexican dish? A. Tacos al pastor, B. Mole poblano, C. Pho, or D. Chiles en nogada? Do you think you know your global flavors? Take a wild guess and keep watching to find out if your answer was right. We'll reveal the answer in just a bit. So, do you need a visa to dive into this fiesta of color and flavor? Let's find out. Visa and entry requirements. If you're from the United States, Canada, the UK, the European Union, Australia, or New Zealand, good news. You do not need a visa for tourist visits up to 180 days. That's right, you can land, get stamped, and hit the beach. With one important catch. You must receive a proper entry stamp. Mexico used to issue paper FMM cards, former Migratoria Multiple, but most major airports now use an electronic version. Still, check with the officer that your stay is logged correctly and ask how many days you've been granted. Don't assume it's 180. Here's what you need to enter. A passport valid for at least 6 months, a return or onward ticket, the name and address of your accommodation, have it, printed or saved offline, and proof of financial means if requested. They rarely ask, but it's good to be prepared. If you're arriving by land or sea, the rules may differ slightly. You might need to pay a small tourist tax, around $30 to $40, which is often included in airfare but not in land entry. Countries that do need a visa for Mexico. Citizens of several Asian, Africa and South Africa, and Middle Eastern countries do need to apply for a visa in advance. This means that these passport holders must obtain a tourist visa before entering Mexico, unless they already hold a valid visa or residency for one of the following: the USA, the UK, Canada, Japan, or the Schengen Zone (EU) countries. If you already have one of those valid visas, you're allowed to enter Mexico without needing a separate Mexican visa, as long as your visit is for tourism, transit, or business, and your visa is still valid at the time of travel. How to apply for a Mexican visa, if you need one. If you don't hold one of the exempt visas I've mentioned, here's how to apply for a Mexican tourist visa. Book an appointment at your nearest Mexican consulate or embassy. Prepare the required documents, including a valid passport, 6 months minimum, a completed visa application form, a passport photo, proof of travel, like flight bookings, accommodation confirmation, bank statements showing financial solvency, usually around $50 per day of stay, and the visa fee, which is approximately $50 depending on the consulate. You will need to attend an in-person interview and submit biometrics if required. The wait time is usually between 2 to 10 working days, depending on your location. Pro tip: if you're planning to travel through the USA on the same trip, it may be worth applying for a US visa first. That way, you'll gain automatic entry into Mexico without needing a separate tourist visa. And always check for updated rules before you travel. Mexico's entry procedures can change quickly, especially during high travel seasons. Arrival at the airport, time zone, and what to expect. Mexico is a huge country, and your arrival experience will depend on where you're landing. But let's cover the most common international gateways for tourists: Cancun International Airport, or CUN, the gateway to the Riviera Maya and the Yucatan Peninsula; Mexico City International Airport, or MEX, the capital, cultural hub, and center of the country; Los Cabos International Airport, or SJD, on the Baja Peninsula, known for beaches and luxury; Guadalajara, or GDL, Mexico's second largest city, rich in history and mariachi culture. Time zones. Mexico spans 4 time zones, but most tourists land in one of these 2. Central Standard Time, GMT-6, applies to Mexico City, Cancun, and most of the country. Or Mountain Standard Time, GMT-7, applies to Baja California Sur, including Los Cabos. So if you're flying in from New York, you're usually going 1 hour behind. If you're coming from London, you'll lose 6 hours. South Africa is about 8 hours ahead of Mexico. And if you're flying from Australia or Asia, you're looking at a significant time difference. Sydney is about 17 hours ahead of Mexico City, so plan a buffer day to beat the jet lag. What to expect when you land. Immigration and entry. Mexico used to require all tourists to fill out a paper FMM, former migratoria multiple, but this process is now digital at most major airports. Here's what to expect. Have your passport ready, return or onward ticket may be requested. Immigration officers may ask, "Where are you staying? How long are you here? What's the purpose of your trip?" Important tip. You will be granted a stay of up to 180 days, but it's at the discretion of the officer. Be clear and polite with your answers. And print your hotel bookings and return flight just in case they ask. Once you're through immigration and customs, here's what to expect in arrivals. ATM machines are widely available. Best exchange rates, better than airport currency exchange desks. The currency is the Mexican peso, or MXN. Get some small notes for tipping, 20, 50, and 100 pesos. SIM cards. You'll find Telcel and AT&T kiosks. Both offer good prepaid data packages. Expect to pay around 10 to 15 USD for 5 to 10 gigabytes of data. You can also order an eSIM in advance using apps like Airalo if your phone supports it. Here's how to get from the airport to your hotel. Pre-booked transfers are the safest and most reliable, especially in Cancun or Mexico City. They're often included in resort packages, and someone will be waiting for you with a sign, which means zero stress. Official taxis. Use authorized taxi counters inside the terminal. It's best to avoid the touts outside. The fares are prepaid and fixed. Mexico City to the center is approximately 15 to 25 US dollars. Cancun to the hotel zone is approximately 30 to 50 US dollars. If you would prefer to drive yourself, car rentals are easy to arrange at the airport. But read the fine print. Make sure your insurance is comprehensive. Driving is generally safe, but avoid night driving in rural areas. Rideshare like Uber, Didi, etc. is available in Mexico City and Guadalajara, but not allowed for airport pickups in Cancun. You'll need a taxi or transfer. Quick arrival checklist, passport and visa, if applicable. Hotel booking printed or saved offline. Return or onward flight info. Some pesos for tips. SIM card or roaming plan sorted. Transfer booked, or at least researched. All right, let's check in on that first quiz. The question was, which of the following is not a traditional Mexican dish? If you guessed C, po, you got it. While tacos al pastor and mole poblano are street food royalty in Mexico, and chiles en nogada is practically a national treasure, po is actually from Vietnam. Delicious, yes. Mexican, not quite. What Mexico is really like. Mexico is one of those places that gets under your skin, in the best possible way. It's spicy, soulful, sometimes chaotic, and always captivating. And the deeper you go, the more layers you'll uncover. This is not just a beach destination. It's a country of contrasts, traditions, and seriously good food. A land of layers. You've got ancient civilizations like the Maya and the Aztecs, whose temples still stand proud in jungles and deserts. You've got colonial towns like San Miguel de Allende and Guanajuato, with candy-colored buildings and cobbled streets. And you've got modern megacities like Mexico City, electric, artistic, and surprisingly green. In the same day, you could be sipping mezcal with a local in Oaxaca, catching a sunset over the Pacific in Puerto Escondido, or dancing at a beach party in Tulum. It's a country that refuses to fit into one box, and that's exactly what makes it magical. Tourist hotspots versus local gems. If you've heard of Cancun, Tulum, Playa del Carmen and Los Cabos, you're not alone. These are the polished resort towns built for international visitors. Think white sand beaches, infinity pools, rooftop bars, and curated experiences. But if you're after something more authentic, look inland. Mexico City is a world-class capital with museums, street food, and soul. Guanajuato is like stepping into a fairy tale. All tunnels, alleys, and drama. Chiapas offers lush jungle, Mayan ruins, and waterfalls without the crowds. Puebla is all about Baroque churches and the best Malay you'll ever taste. Let's talk about the food. Forget everything you thought you knew about tacos. Every region in Mexico has its own specialty. And no, it's not all burritos and nachos. From cochinita pibil in the Yucatan, to tlayudas in Oaxaca, to birria tacos in Jalisco. Mexican cuisine is a UNESCO intangible cultural heritage treasure for a reason. And it's not just the flavors. It's the way food is woven into life here. Family meals, street stalls, food markets that feel like fiestas. Even if you're staying at a resort, make time to eat outside the hotel walls. You'll thank me later. The vibe. Mexico is warm, in every sense. The people are friendly. The climate is beach perfect in many places year-round. And there's an undercurrent of joy, colour and celebration that flows through it all. But let's keep it real. Things can be a bit messy. Roads are sometimes rough. Time is flexible. And occasionally, the music will be loud when you're trying to sleep. But if you can roll with it, you'll find Mexico to be one of the most rewarding and memorable places you'll ever visit. Is Mexico safe to visit? Let's talk about it honestly. Safety in Mexico is one of the most Googled questions for a reason. Yes, Mexico does have areas with crime, and yes, you should be aware of your surroundings. But that doesn't mean you should rule out a trip. Millions of tourists visit Mexico every year without a single incident. So let's break it down. What about Mexico City? Mexico City is often misunderstood. While it used to have a rough reputation, the city has undergone a major transformation. Most tourist neighborhoods are very safe, especially Roma and Condesa, which is trendy, tree-lined, and full of cafes and parks. Polanco is upscale and polished, with luxury shopping and fine dining. Centro Histórico is busy during the day and great for sightseeing. Coyoacán, with its bohemian vibes, and Frida Kahlo's neighborhood. Some safety tips include using Uber or Didi instead of hailing taxis off the street. Don't flash expensive gear. Be cautious at night in unfamiliar areas, like you would in any major city. Stick to well-lit populated areas, especially after dark. And don't wander while looking lost. Walk with purpose, or stop in a cafe to check your map. Many travelers say Mexico City feels safer than New York or Paris. It's just a matter of knowing where to go and trusting your instincts. What about the beach resorts? Resort towns like Cancun, Playa del Carmen, Tulum, Los Cabos, and Puerto Vallarta are generally very safe for tourists. These places have a strong tourist infrastructure, hotel security, and police presence. Just avoid wandering off into unfamiliar neighborhoods at night, leaving your belongings unattended on the beach, or buying anything illegal. This is where people often run into trouble. Places to avoid. There are regions of Mexico with higher crime rates related to organized crime. But these are not places you're likely to visit as a tourist. It would be wise to stay updated with your country's official travel advisories, like travel.state.gov, gov.uk, or smartraveller.gov.au. As well as hotel staff and local tour guides, they know what's safe and what's not. A few smart safety tips. Register with your embassy if your country offers this service. Take a photo of your passport and keep a copy in your email. Use ATM machines inside banks or shopping centers. Learn a few Spanish phrases. It helps with connection and safety. Keep emergency numbers on hand. Mexico's emergency line is 911. And trust your gut, always. Agent tip: if you treat Mexico like any major destination, stay aware, do your research, and don't take unnecessary risks. You'll likely find it to be safe, welcoming, and unforgettable. What's the weather like, and when should you go? Mexico's size and terrain mean the weather can vary dramatically depending on where you are. From tropical beaches to high-altitude cities, desert valleys to humid rainforests. But don't worry, we'll simplify it. The beach destinations: Cancun, Playa del Carmen, Tulum, Puerto Vallarta, and Los Cabos. The best time to go is December to April. This is Mexico's dry season and the most popular time for international travelers. Expect sunshine, blue skies, and perfect beach weather. The rainy season is from May to October, with June to September being the wettest months. Expect short, heavy showers in the afternoons or evenings, but the sun usually returns quickly. The hurricane season is technically from June to November, peaking in September. While direct hits are rare, tropical storms can disrupt plans along the Caribbean coast, like Cancun or Riviera Maya. Daytime average temps are around 28 degrees Celsius to 32 degrees Celsius, or 82 degrees Fahrenheit to 90 degrees Fahrenheit, and warm evenings. Mexico City and Central Highlands. At over 2,000 meters, or 7,000 feet, above sea level, Mexico City enjoys a mild spring-like climate year-round. The best time to visit is either March to May, which is warm, dry and lively, or October to November, which is cooler, has fewer crowds, and Dia de los Muertos celebrations. The rainy season is from June to September, but rain usually falls in late afternoon bursts. Average temps are around 20 to 26 degrees Celsius, or 68 to 79 degrees Fahrenheit during the day, and cooler at night. Southern Mexico, Oaxaca, Chiapas, and Yucatan Peninsula. These areas are hotter and more humid year-round. The best time to go is November to February. It's dry, warm, and culturally rich with many festivals. Rainy season peaks from June to October, but this is also when landscapes are lush and green. Great for photography and nature. Average temps are around 25 to 35 degrees Celsius, or 77 to 95 degrees Fahrenheit, depending on elevation and region. Agent tip: if you're heading to the beach, aim for January to April. If you're exploring cities or cultural towns, October to May is ideal. And if you want lush jungles and fewer tourists, don't be afraid of the rainy season. Just pack a poncho. What to actually do in Mexico outside the resort? Mexico isn't just a beach. It's an open-air museum, a flavor explosion, and an adventure playground all rolled into one. Explore ancient ruins. Step back into history with the architectural wonders of the Maya and Aztec civilizations. Chichen Itza, in Yucatan, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the new 7 wonders of the world. Get there early to beat the crowds. And the heat. The Tulum ruins, in Riviera Maya, are perched on a cliff above the Caribbean. It's history with a view. Teotihuacan, just outside Mexico City. Climb the Pyramid of the Sun and soak in the grandeur of a once thriving empire. Palenque, or Monte Alban, is lesser known, but absolutely mesmerizing ruins in the heart of the jungle or on mountaintops. Agent tip: book a guided tour with a local expert. The stories behind the stones will blow your mind. Discover colonial towns and colorful culture. The charm of central Mexico lies in its towns, each with its own personality. San Miguel de Allende, cobblestone streets, art galleries, and pink stone churches. It's a photographer's dream. Guanajuato, a labyrinth of alleyways, underground tunnels, and wild, whimsical architecture. Puebla, Known for its Talavera tiles, Baroque architecture, and unbeatable mole. Oaxaca, a cultural heartland bursting with crafts, cuisine, and indigenous traditions. You'll find markets, street performers, festivals, and locals who love to share their stories. Eat everything beyond the buffet. Tacos al pastor from a street cart. Tlayudas the size of your face in Oaxaca. Fresh ceviche in Baja. Churros con chocolate in a hidden cafe. And don't even get us started on tamales, elote, or pozole. Mexico's culinary scene is an adventure in itself. And it's affordable, authentic, and unforgettable. Agent tip: don't fear the street food. Go where the locals go, look for a line, and bring your appetite. Adventure and nature lovers. Take your pick. Snorkel with turtles in Akumal. Swim in cenotes. These natural sinkholes filled with crystal clear water, especially in Yucatan. Surf Pacific waves in Puerto Escondido or Sayulita. Zipline through jungles, ride ATVs or go caving. Hike volcanoes or mountain trails. Try Nevado de Toluca or Pico de Orizaba for the bold. Soak in the traditions and festivals. Plan your trip around Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead, in late October and early November, for an experience that is both spiritual and visually spectacular. Marigolds, face paint, parades. It's not morbid, it's magical. Other local festivals worth seeing: Guelaguetza Festival in Oaxaca in July, Carnival in Mazatlan in February or March, and Fiestas Patrias in September for Mexican Independence Day. Wellness and slow travel. Temazcal ceremony, a traditional Mexican sweat lodge experience led by a shaman. Yoga retreats in Tulum or Bacalar. Slow stays in boutique haciendas or jungle eco-lodges. Sunset beach walks, lazy hammocks, or sipping café de olla with a mountain view. Whether you're a history buff, foodie, adventurer, or laid-back lounger, Mexico delivers. You just need to get off the resort grounds and let your curiosity lead the way. Time for your second check-in challenge. Let's test your ancient history knowledge. The question is, what is the name of the pre-Columbian city that's home to the massive Pyramid of the Sun? Is it A. Teotihuacan, B. Tulum, C. Chichen Itza, or D. Palenque? Lock in your answer. And wait for the end of the episode to see if you nailed it. Bonus points if you've been there. Let's map out your journey through Mexico with a perfect 7-day itinerary. Ideal for first-timers who want a little bit of everything. Ancient ruins, beaches, food, culture, and chill. And if you're flying in from far away, consider stretching it to 10 days. This country rewards slow travelers. 7-day Mexico itinerary with optional extensions. This sample itinerary focuses on central and southern Mexico, mixing Riviera Maya's coast with inland gems like Mexico City and Oaxaca. It's flexible, captivating, and curated for a full experience. Day 1. Arrival in Mexico City. Welcome to the capital. A bustling, colourful sprawl that blends old and new. Check in to a boutique hotel in Condesa or Roma Norte. Stroll through Chapultepec Park, visit Museo Nacional de Antropología, or just people watch with a churro in hand. Grab dinner at Pujol or a humble taqueria. Either way, you win. Agent tip: if it's your first time, consider a food tour or historic downtown walking tour to get your bearings. Day 2. Ruins and rooftops. Take a half-day trip to Teotihuacan, climb the pyramids of the Sun and Moon. Return by afternoon for lunch at Café de Tacuba or Azul Histórico. In the evening, explore Zocalo Square and maybe enjoy a rooftop cocktail overlooking the cathedral. Optional, add a third night in Mexico City if you want to squeeze in museums or markets. Day 3. Fly to Oaxaca. A quick flight or 6-hour scenic drive brings you to Oaxaca City, a cultural jewel. Check in and explore the historic center. Try local mezcal and tlayudas. Walk through Santo Domingo Church and Ethnobotanical Gardens. Agent tip: if you're visiting in July, the Guelaguetza Festival is a bucket list cultural experience. Day 4. Markets and Monte Alban. Visit the Benito Juarez Market. It's colourful, chaotic, and full of souvenirs and snacks. In the afternoon, take a tour to the mountaintop ruins of Monte Alban. End with dinner at Casa Oaxaca or a rooftop mezcaleria. Optional: add a day to explore artisan villages nearby like Teotitlan del Valle for weaving or San Bartolo Coyotepec for black pottery. Day 5. Head to the coast, arrive in Tulum or Playa del Carmen. Fly into Cancun and transfer to Tulum, 2 hours by road, or Playa del Carmen, 1 hour. Settle into a beach resort, eco-lodge, or stylish boutique stay. Hit the beach, order a fresh coconut, and exhale. Day 6. Ruins and cenotes. Visit the Tulum ruins early before the tour buses arrive. Explore a cenote like Gran Cenote, Cenote Calavera, or the more hidden Cenote Oxman. Lunch at a beach shack, then relax with a massage or hammock nap. Optional: add a day to explore Siankaan Biosphere Reserve or do a yoga and wellness retreat. Day 7. Island Day or Chill Day. Choose your ending: adventure, day trip to Isla Mujeres or Cozumel for snorkeling. Relaxation: stay local and soak up Tulum's beaches, boutiques, and beach bars. Culture: visit Coba ruins and climb ancient pyramids in the jungle. End with dinner by candlelight, toes in the sand, and maybe one last mezcal toast to an unforgettable week. Optional extensions for a 10-day trip. Add 1 to 2 nights in San Miguel de Allende for arts, romance, and colonial charm. Add a Bacalar Lagoon stay for a tranquil pastel blue experience near the Belize border. Add Puerto Escondido for surf, sunsets, and chill vibes off the beaten path. Agent tip: this itinerary gives you 3 destinations, 3 flavors of Mexico, and enough variety to satisfy foodies, history lovers, and beach bums alike. Don't rush it, but even a week will change the way you see travel. Let's dive into where to stay, because where you stay in Mexico can shape your whole experience. From breezy beach escapes to mountain colonial charm, here's how to find your vibe. Best area to stay in Mexico: beach, city, or colonial towns. Mexico City, urban buzz with historic depth. If you want world-class museums, electric nightlife, and culture on every corner, Mexico City is your place. It's best for foodies, history lovers, creatives, and curious minds. Where to stay: Roma Norte or Condesa, trendy, tree-lined, and safe. Think cafes, boutique hotels, and street art. Centro Historico, walking distance to major landmarks, and ideal if you love staying in the heart of it all. Why stay here? It's more than a stopover. The capital is bursting with identity, past and present, and deserves at least 2 nights if you're flying in internationally. Agent tip: choose a hotel with a rooftop bar or patio. Nothing beats sipping a tamarind margarita while the city lights come on. The coast: Tulum, Playa del Carmen, and beyond. The Riviera Maya is Mexico's crown jewel for sun seekers, turquoise waters, powdery beaches, and a laid-back lifestyle. It's best for beach lovers, wellness travelers, couples, and digital nomads. Where to stay: Tulum, eco-chic meets boho luxury. Ideal for yoga retreats, boutique hotels, and quiet beach days. Playa del Carmen, more nightlife, shopping, and a mix of resort and local vibe. Isla Mujeres, for a relaxed island feel just off the coast of Cancun. Why stay here? It's perfect for decompressing, and ideal for travelers wanting beach time with a side of ruins, cenotes, and cocktails. Agent tip: if you want fewer crowds, aim for late April to early June or mid-September to November, just outside the peak seasons. Colonial towns: Oaxaca, San Miguel de Allende, and Guanajuato. Craving cobblestone streets, terracotta rooftops, local artisans, and magical sunsets? Welcome to colonial Mexico. It's best for artists, culture lovers, photographers, and travelers wanting something slower. Where to stay? Oaxaca City, a food capital and cultural haven with vibrant traditions. San Miguel de Allende, romantic, refined, and endlessly Instagrammable. Guanajuato, quirky, colourful, and full of local flavour. Why stay here? These towns let you slow down. There's charm in every corner, and you'll leave feeling connected to the soul of Mexico. Agent tip: plan your stay around a local festival for extra magic, or midweek for fewer crowds and better deals. Bonus: off the beaten path. Bacalar, known as the Lagoon of Seven Colors, it's peaceful, scenic, and still under the radar. Puerto Escondido, surf town cool with sunset views and a youthful buzz. Valle de Guadalupe, Mexico's answer to Napa, with boutique vineyards and gourmet cuisine. So, where should you stay? If you're a first-timer, do the trio: city, town, beach. Mexico City to Oaxaca to Tulum. Do you want a beach escape? Go full coast: Tulum, Isla Mujeres, and Bacalar. Are you looking for a cultural deep dive? Focus on Oaxaca, Guanajuato, or San Cristobal. For a romantic or solo getaway, San Miguel de Allende plus Tulum is the dream. Agent reminder: it's okay to mix vibes. You don't have to choose just one type of Mexico. That's the magic. It's all here. Final travel tips and reflections. Why Mexico captivates every kind of traveler. From ancient pyramids to tacos al pastor, jungle cenotes to colonial churches. Mexico isn't just one destination. It's many worlds in one country. And the more you lean in, the more it gives back. Travel insurance, don't skip it. We say this in every episode for a reason. Accidents, delays, and the unexpected don't care how excited you are to see Chichen Itza. Travel insurance is your peace of mind in a foreign country. Brush up on basic Spanish. While you'll find English spoken in touristy areas, knowing a few Spanish phrases can go a long way, especially in markets, rural towns, or when navigating taxis and menus. A smile and a gracias open doors. Cash versus card. Most cities and beach towns accept cards, but local markets, street food vendors, or smaller tour operators might not. Always have some pesos on hand, especially in Oaxaca or while road tripping. Stay hydrated, but mind the water. Stick to bottled water and be mindful of ice if you're sensitive. Heat and spice can sneak up on you. Hydrate often and always carry sunscreen. Pack light, but pack smart. Comfortable shoes for ruins and walking tours. A swimsuit for cenotes or beach days. A light jacket for the evenings in highland towns like Oaxaca or Mexico City. And yes, bug spray if you're heading into the jungle. Why booking with a travel agent still matters. Yes, the internet is full of options. But so is Mexico. With so many cities, regions, and hidden gems to choose from, a travel agent can help tailor your trip to your personal style. Whether that's 5-star luxury, foodie-focused adventures, or off-the-beaten-path cultural stops. They can handle the logistics, advise you on safety, and often unlock deals or upgrades you might miss online. If you're planning a once-in-a-lifetime trip, don't leave it up to chance. Booking through a knowledgeable travel agent ensures your Mexico experience flows smoothly, from your airport pickup to your final sunset margarita. And here's the moment of truth. The answer to our second check-in challenge. The question was, what is the name of the pre-Columbian city that's home to the massive Pyramid of the Sun? A. Teotihuacan. B. Tulum C. Chichen Itza. Or D. Palenque? And the correct answer is A. Teotihuacan. Just northeast of Mexico City, this ancient city is one of the most significant Mesoamerican archaeological sites. And the Pyramid of the Sun is one of the largest pyramids in the world. Yes, even bigger than Egypt's Pyramid of Giza at its base. Final travel agent reflection. Mexico is one of those places that will surprise you if you let it. It's a country where traditions are alive and well, where every bite tells a story, and where you can feel just as at home in a 5-star resort as you do on a plastic stool eating street tacos under a neon sign. You could come here for a beach break and leave with a new favorite cuisine, or come for ancient history and leave having danced all night in a rooftop bar in Roma Norte. There's a rhythm to Mexico, sometimes chaotic, always soulful. And if you listen carefully, you'll realize this country doesn't just give you a holiday, it gives you a story. This has been Check-In, Chill Out, your travel agent's guide to seeing the world, one dream destination at a time. If Mexico's now on your bucket list, or even better, on your calendar, let us know in the comments. And hey, if you found this video helpful, inspiring, or even just wanderlust-inducing, give it a like and hit that subscribe button so you never miss a future escape. Have you got a destination in mind you want us to cover next? Or tips from your own travels through Mexico? We'd love to hear from you. Drop your feedback, stories, or questions down below. Until next time, keep checking in and chilling out.